Oh dear, the market is falling. A week worse than this one, nobody's recalling. Out on a window, investors were crawling, but Ron said, cheer up, it will pass.
Continuing on healthcare is at a crisis in Libertarians. I just saw another video, this one making fun of White House employee Linda Douglas, because what Linda Douglas is trying to do is talk to people who read or see emails that are spreading basic bullshit. And now, I know some libertarians are supposed to be against bullshit, and there actually is a lot of bullshit about healthcare. And to think that by Linda Douglas coming out and being against bullshit is the same as a Bush-era or Nixon-era surveillance program, that's bullshit in and of itself, because it isn't reason, and it isn't libertarians. It's not the same thing. What really kind of pisses me off here is that looking at the videos that Reason has produced, it hasn't produced any videos that I know of, the magazines, a separate issue. But here on YouTube, I haven't seen them produce anything criticizing the Bush-era surveillance programs. They did an interview with a liberal about it, by the name of Glenn Greenwald. So they did do an interview with Greenwald about it, Glenn Greenwald, I believe, and he runs a really excellent blog by the name of Unclaimed Territory, for those of you who don't know, which deals mostly with civil libertarianism, I believe. Anyway, returning to the main topic. So, to me, Reason and Reason TV appears to be really hypocritical, because they've really, I have a subscription to them, and in the last couple of months, they've just been ruthless. In the past week especially, they've produced a lot of anti-Obama stuff. I mean, they really hate liberals much more than they hate the hypocrisy of the right, which is to say, the obvious hypocrisy. The government is a whole lot bigger now than it was when Reagan started, and the Reagan era has been very kind to government growth, and that's undeniable. So, getting back to this other issue of this video, and just concluding, here's some misconceptions that came right out of this Reason TV video. For example, I was reading some of what they were saying, some of what the comments were saying here, and among them, here's one. A fellow by the name of DKKGHT46 says, liberals think it's cool to go protest anything of moral or American values. It scares them when grandma and grandpa do it, because if you push them away, they will hurt you. In other words, he thinks that the people who are writing these emails online, who are spreading the bullshit, that they're grandma and grandpa. Even if that were the case, it's not. These are paid agents, by the way, of the healthcare industry. But were it not to be the case, let's say it is grandma and grandpa, and they'd be spreading bullshit, well, why can't the White House correct the record? If I read an email from grandma or grandpa, and I get confused, why wouldn't I want input from Linda Douglas and Reason and DKKGHT46? I can get everybody's opinion and then make up my own mind, right, buddy? I don't have to depend just on Reason and just on the RNC, do I? Continuing, he goes on, Cold War, Korean War, World War II, Dust Bowls, droughts, floods, and insect infestations, blah, blah, blah. They never asked the government for anything. Stop right there. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And then he says, if they think the few people who have showed up to these town hall meetings are a mob, they have not seen shit yet. Actually, these people have been given memos as to what to say, and they've been totally coached. And furthermore, when you say stuff like they're not asking for this to be rammed down their throats, these people who are at the town hall meetings, people like you're a minority. The vast preponderance of Americans believe in getting health care and believe in a government role for health care. So you are in the minority, okay? So when you have these protests and these teabagging events, people protest because they don't have representation. They're being taxed without representation, or their viewpoint isn't being considered. But what you have to realize, DKK, is that your viewpoint is in the minority. And even your minority rights are being taken into consideration because nobody is going to say to you, you have to take this health care or else. If you want the insurance industry, if you want Kaiser Permanente, you know what? I think you personally deserve Kaiser Permanente. No one's going to take Kaiser Permanente away from you, except for maybe Kaiser itself. That's a separate issue. So nobody's talking about that. So that right there is a piece of bullshit, because the Congress is not going to pass a plan that's going to limit you only to a public system. That's a total and complete lie. So, anyway, that's it for now, unless somebody does a video on healthcare in response to this one. Until then, I'll see you for my next video, which will come in shortly. Zach Diak out.